Hi guys, I'm Yuli from Eco Ceramics, and in today's lesson I'll show you how to make a simple beginning bowl like this. So I have my clay here already wedged up. If you don't know how to wedge, please refer to our other videos and tutorials. So I have a bat here. Make sure it's nice and solid and doesn't rock. I'm going to take a sponge and just dust a little bit in the center so the clay will stick. Not too much water, just a little bit. I'm going to place my clay gently in the center, and I'm going to press all the way, making sure it sticks. You need to make sure it sticks, otherwise you're going to be very surprised about 10 minutes from now when it comes off. Now I'm going to take my index finger. I'm going to smear the clay onto the bat, making sure the water won't be able to seep under. Going all the way around. I'm going to start the wheel and seal it even more so, making a little groove right here. Okay, perfect. So now I'm ready to center. We're going to center by coning up and down. So cone up. I'm going to put lots of water. My hands will be wet. Make sure your elbows are always in. You're leaning into your legs. I'm going to take my pinky and put it on the right side. My left hand opposite, and slightly extend your fingers. You don't want to do this. There's no strength in this. So you want to make sure your hands are spread out a little bit. And I'm going to squeeze together. No gaps between the clay and your hands. Speed up the wheel. Put your pinky in the groove and squeeze. And the clay will go up because it's got no other place to go. If it feels a little rough, just add a little water. Again. Extend your thumbs up. Upside down V. Make sure the center part is always the highest point. And that's the cone up. To cone down, water again. I'm going to use my left hand right here. I'm going to push it away from me and down with this part of your hand. 45 degrees. And my right hand is going to be on the right side supporting. Anything that I feel is uneven, I'm going to push it in with my fingers. You see these bumps right here? I'm going to push them in as I go down. Even them out. Alright? Now we're going to do this 2 more times. Cone up and cone down. Cone up. Thumbs up. Don't lift your hands up. This is 1.5 pounds of clay. You don't need to do that unless you have 5 pounds. Then you have to follow through. Right now you just have to stay down here and make sure you squeeze in. 45 degrees away from you, making sure this is the highest point. Otherwise you're gonna end up trapping a lot of water and air bubbles in there. Right hand on the side, pressing in anything that I feel is uneven there. And one more time, real quick. We're wedging and prepping the clay, especially if you've worked with finer porcelains. This is very important. Very important step. Going down. The bat starts making that noise when uneven pressure is applied, like only one hand. When I put my other hand over, pressure is even. Alright. Nice and centered. Next step, I'm going to make a donut. I'm going to put my left hand, this part of your hand, of your thumb should be directly in the center. I'm going to put it across and see how low my hand is. A lot of times people do this. Don't do that. Put your wrist down, other thumb over, and pressing gently. And we got a donut. This is where you're going to drill in the next step. That's why we need this. gonna take your left hand. You're gonna drill with your thumb for this exercise. Sometimes people drill this way. There's nothing wrong with it. I find this is a little easier in the first class or for your first few classes. So we're gonna engage the thumb right here. Make sure it's right in the center. And with my right hand, I'm gonna help my thumb and guide it to make sure it's right in the middle. A little dry, so you add water. Go down, but we don't want to go all the way down because we don't want to make a planter. We want to make a bowl. So I'm going to check with my needle. I'm going to take a needle tool, hold it in your right hand, extend your index finger to it, and you're going to stick it all the way to the back. Extend your index finger until you feel the clay and take it out. This is good. It should be a little less than half of your blade. And now we're going to open. I'm going to put my thumb back in there and help it with my right hand again. I'm going to move across like this to the left, parallel to the floor. If you go up like that, you're going to have a well. If you go down, you're going to have a little mound in the middle. We don't want that. We just want it straight. At first, it's going to be really hard to do, to move this clay. When it gets easier, that's when you need to stop. A lot of you guys get carried away when it gets really easy. So we don't want to open more than the sponge, and definitely don't open more than this diameter. This is when things collapse. Okay, now I need to compress the bottom. I'm going to put my right fingertips over left, wrists up, and I'm going to condense. I'm going to move from center to 2 o'clock. Don't go up on the wall. You're just going to work on the bottom here. If you don't do this, you might get an S crack later on as it dries and fires. Very important to compress and condense the bottom. Back and forth a few times. I'm applying pressure. Good. So right now your bottom should be nice and smooth. Now we're going to work on the wall. I'm going to apply even drips of water. Make sure the inside and the outside is wet. I'm going to take my left hand, 4 fingers like so, like a claw. I'm going to put 4 fingers inside and thumb on the outside. With my right fingers, I always like to use my right fingertips. Some people like to use the thumb like this. I always prefer the fingertips. I feel better just using both my hands. And we're going to apply pressure from bottom to top. And we're going to move up with both hands. As you come up, apply less pressure because it's higher and a little scarier and thinner here. So you need less pressure. And we can go again. And this is a very simple pool. As you get more advanced and you get comfortable with this, we're going to cover a different type of pool, a little more advanced, in the next tutorial. In this one, this is what you're going to be doing for the first month or 2 until you get comfortable. More pressure at the bottom. As you come to the top, less and less. And usually it's not good to do more than 3 to 4 pools. So you're wearing the clay out. So this will be my last one. Make sure your fingers, only the fingertips are touching the clay. Don't do this. So only your fingertips. Coming to the top. And your clay right now the wall thickness should be going from here to here, just like the side of your palm. Thicker to thinner. Okay, now I'm going to take my wooden rib. I'm going to clean the outside. I'm going to nest it right here, right next to my wall. And with the left hand, I'm going to run my middle finger against the rib, only on the inside. So you're going to be cleaning the wall. So your wall is between the rib and your fingers. And you're running your fingers all the way up. And we cleaned and compressed the wall. I'm gonna take water out from the inside, and I'm gonna shape. Depending on what kind of rib you have and what kind of shape you have, you're gonna get different shapes. I'm gonna have the thick part of the rib inside right now, going in as much as I can all the way. Sometimes you cannot get in there on the first one, but do your best. So, and I'm gonna open it out like so. That's the motion. Only the top. And take your time. Clay needs time to stretch. Stretching. And sometimes you may want to adjust your rib. Take the slip off and readjust your position. Tie it all together, make it nice and smooth. Okay, perfect. So I like my shape. Now I'm going to put a couple of finishing touches. And I just touch on the bottom with my sponge just to get rid of all the marks I did. Do not go up the wall. You're going to ruin your shape with the sponge. Very easy to do. Only the inside. Now I'm going to take it and apply a little contact here very gently on the rim just to clean it up a little bit. No pressure at all, just a little contact. There we go. That's the bowl. And now I'm going to cut it off the back. I'm going to take a needle tool and make a guideline here for my wire. I'm going to stick it in just a little bit. And then take the wire, pull it tight, and go towards yourself right into that line that you just made. And off. Well, thanks for watching, you guys. Please subscribe to our channel if you like our lessons, and don't forget to order your clay print. I'll see you next time.